Hi, I'm Alex.
My name is Sergey. We talk about table tennis.
We are Table Tennis 11. Monsieur Damien Éloi, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting.
Big pleasure and big honor for me.
Thank you, that's very nice. I'm very happy to be here.
You are really a very big person in table tennis.
Thank you.
Not
That's a good start.
It was not my job, it was
Okay.
your job.
Okay.
First of all, you are a very strong international player.
I was. My best ranking, I think it was in 99, 2000.
20.
No, I was better than this.
Better than 20.
Yeah, I was 11, my best
11?
ranking. 11, yeah. Because I don't know why, I hear often, yeah, you were 20. No, I was a bit better than this. Yeah, 11. I
11.
never reached the top 10. You know, it sounds good.
Top 12 is okay for me.
It sounds not so good.
Not
to
so
me.
good. Okay, but you always want more.
Of course, when you are an athlete, you can ask anyone, also the old one like me or the guys who are playing now. I just heard Bernadette. She just said for a few days, yeah, I'm number 9 in the world or 10. My goal is to reach 5 now. So everybody thinks the same.
But when you reach the very top, when you are number 1, then there is no space to improve.
This is true, but you have to defend your position. I think it's maybe
It's
even more
another-
difficult.
another
I don't know
challenge.
this feeling. It never happened to me, but I guess it's even more difficult. Yeah.
But was it difficult to defend position number 11?
Actually, I didn't stay long in this position because ranking was coming every month, I think, at this time. And 1 or 2 months later, I was already 12, 13. But I stayed in top 15, I think I stayed. I can hardly remember. It was, as I said, 25 years ago. But I said, I would say I stayed maybe top 15, top 20, 5, 6, 7 years, something like this. Which is quite constant. Is good, I think.
But it sounds really impressive from one hand.
Yeah.
And from another hand, you achieved several good international results. Not good, but let's say outstanding international results. But still being in top 20 for years, being 11, have really impressive victories. What do you think should be this small thing that allow you to become even more, to win more titles, to become world champion or Olympic medal?
I think it's the problem is there's many who want to be world champion and who have the same skills as
But
you
you-
or even better.
You were so close.
Yeah, I
mean,
was so close.
2 times in the Olympic Games, lost in the quarterfinal.
Yes, 3 times or
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times in double. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Narrow also games
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
You have defeated Waldner and Persson.
Yeah, okay. You know, my career was very long, their career as well. So we played many times against each other. If you compare the balance, the statistics, maybe I won 20% of the time, but we played so many times, so it means I beat them a few times, yes. I also beat one of the best victory I remember for me, I'm very proud of, is in 99 World Championship, Wang Lijin was the top favorite and I beat him in singles. So he was at this, I don't know if he was already number 1, but almost. And
Also, you have victory against Malin.
no, Malin I never beat.
Never beat?
No, I didn't play him much. I don't know.
Grand finals in.
No, I never beat Malin. One time I was a little bit leading, but it was a difficult player for me because he had a game who was really not fun to play against. A very good service, very good footwork and forehand, so it was really difficult against him. But at the end, you to become really in the top 10, it was just like this. Maybe it was just that my technique, my head also It's very important what's happening in the head for the top players is maybe the most important, and it can be that I didn't believe in myself. It can also be that I did the maximum was possible for my skills. Also, this we will never. You can always hope to do better, but it must be some limits. Not everybody can be number one in the world. This wouldn't be possible. So, all in all, I'm quite satisfied. I'm satisfied of my career. Yeah.
So you are really think that you done.
I regret many defeats. When it was really close, I have many. Directly, I can tell you, when I speak to this about some friends or even my wife, she cannot imagine that I remember the 4 last points in quarterfinal in '92 in double. In double, we lost against Wang Tao and Lulin, and they were supposed to win. After that, they will be Olympic champion, and we played them in quarterfinal, and it was 2-1 for them, and we were leading 2018 in the fourth. So we could have gone to the fifth,
it was
very close. And I remember the 4 points that we lost at this moment. I said, why I didn't change something at this moment? You always regret something. It's same. I played Hugo Liang in last 16 in 2000 in Sydney, and Hugo Liang was Olympic champion, reigning at this time, and I was leading 2-0 and 19-all with my own service. At this time, this was a big advantage for me, and still I lost the match. And I said, why didn't you try something when it was 19-all? You had the ball in your hand. Do something. In quarterfinal, I would have played against Jörg Roskopf. Everything is possible. So you can. I'm still today, 25 years later, dreaming about what could have happened. Maybe a medal. Who knows? But you cannot always regret things like this. You have also to enjoy the success you had.
But you have earned several medals of the highest level, including team events, and you had really wonderful team at that time. Dream team.
We had a fantastic team, really. What's happening now? I was we met there. I was in Busan this year for the World Championship, and for the first time in 25 years, I told to my ex-colleague of the French team, I felt again we have the same spirit in the French team. Again, we had such a wonderful time. It was such a pleasure to go all together in tournament. At this time, we spoke about it. It was the World Championship. It was 15 days, and then you have to prepare minimum 1 month before. So we were spending almost 2 months together every day. But it was just a pleasure. We didn't have fights. We were not sad to go all together. And today again, with Jean-Philippe Gatien, Patrick Chila, Chris Legout, we four, we still the best friends. And we were a few days ago together in a weekend all together, and with the wives and family. It's great. This is why I think we had such success, because many times we won 21-19 at 2-2, 21-19 in the last sets, and I think because when you were at the table and playing for your friends, you were thinking, there's no way that I'm going to lose, because, okay, it's bad for me, but it's even worse for my friends, and you were giving everything at this time.
But moving a little bit forward to nowadays, what is the French team now? Because of this, because of Lebrun's brother?
Yeah, I think
they are very, the topic is very hot. What is your feeling? Are they good enough to be team number one in the world? What do you think?
I think it's possible, really. Of course, China, no need to say to anyone, China is above anyone since years, but still, we still don't know the limit of Felix. Who knows? Alexis also. Of course, Simon is now 30 years old, but this place that he found in this group, I don't speak about the others because they are young, they are coming, but still they need a little bit of time, I think. But Simon, he found a place in this group, a little bit the old brother. He took the train, the Lebrun's train, he took it, and is now reaching the best results of his life. And this is nice to see, but more than this, as I said, the atmosphere, the what's going out, this team, when you meet them, it's just pleasure, joy.
So it somehow reminds you that at that time.
Exactly. It reminds me a little bit. We will see. Maybe it will stop because this friendship we had with my colleague, it lasted years. We had same age at this time, so Simon's a little bit older. Maybe in a few years somebody else will come.
Yeah, but Felix maybe was a little bit younger.
Felix.
Today is a little bit younger
Felix
than you
is
were at
young,
that time. Yeah.
And that's why, honestly, of course, the Chinese are fantastic, and we know this. But with this team, with this spirit, and more than this, I think they think themselves that it is possible. If you put limits to yourself, of course, it's hard to reach. But you can feel that themselves, they don't know their limit. Where will they be world champion, Olympic champion, in team, in single? It's possible. It's really possible.
But do you think, it's a stupid question, of course, this team is stronger than yours at that time? Or at least the potential?
I don't know. Probably, but
not.
it's hard to
Probably
say.
not.
It's hard to admit for me, but probably.
Let's move a little bit to another perspective. Now you are working in table tennis industry.
Mm-hmm.
So you are one of very few international top players who later became in charge for development of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Is it really the different side of the game?
Oh yes, it's totally different. I think it's not so easy to imagine what it is to be a top player. You practice 2 times per day, and you just care about yourself. You have to be in top form, and it's good like this. And you have to be a little bit self-centered, egoist, a little bit to think. I have to be very well prepared to give the best results possible. This is also what people wait from you. You have to give the best from it. And then you come in a company, so Andro, Schleiermacher, and I was not speaking the language. I had German in school, but 30 years ago, so I can tell you I forgot almost everything. And you live in another country, and you have to be part of a team where you sit most of the time in an office with colleagues. Everybody's very nice with me, but still you have to learn something. And at this time when I started learning, I was 47 or 48. Everything is, you don't have to be also very proud of yourself. You are a top player when you are respected. You have a kind of aura that you are a big player, and suddenly you are coming in an office and you start from zero again.
As a trainee, yes.
As a trainee, and you have to prove something. And this was a big challenge for me.
Was big or is still big challenge for you?
It's much better today.
Today you feel more comfortable.
I feel much more comfortable because I built a relationship with some clients like you. And of course, when you don't know someone, it's always you go little by little. When you know better the people, of course, you can build a kind of friendship, and this is much easier. I increase my German level also when I'm in the office. It's much easier for me. And now I'm very much focused on the top player we have, to be in charge of them, to speak with them, to answer their questions or what they need, and this is something, of course, that I know very good because I was myself many years a player.
But what about players? Do you often during your work come in touch with different top class players or young players?
The players who are Andro players,
yes.
Almost every day.
So it's your responsibility?
Yes, it's my responsibility. And I think that makes sense also because also from the side of the players, they're very young, they don't remember me, but most of the players, they know me, and they know that I had the same problems and same questions and same worries like they have sometimes, and they know that I will understand this, and I will be able to answer.
But does it help for you to talk with them because of your experience as a player? Or it's completely different role?
Okay, it depends also on the player. There are some players, they are also not so young, they have experience and they know what's good or not for them, and they are not really asking for any advice. But some young player, yeah, they do. And my advice to them is ask me anytime. You can write me. I try to be really easy to reach for them, and ask me if you have a question about, I don't know, a tournament, a training camp, a club, any question. You have the advice, of course, of your family, of your coach. Another advice can just help. After you do what you want, you decide yourself. Some are doing, not always, but some are doing.
What about the material? I mean, rubbers, blades, first of all, but
Yes,
also
of course.
shoes, for instance.
Yes.
Today, players are more demanding than before, or it's comparable?
I wouldn't say that. Once more, it depends on the player. I remember in my time there were players. In my eyes, they were crazy for material. Sometimes they couldn't accept to lose a match. It has to be because of the racket, because of this, and this still exists, of course. Now, I would say, yeah, there is also some players difficult. Let's say difficult, but not always. It really depends. Sometimes they really trust us, and we have now, little by little, we have a big knowledge about blades, about rubbers, and we can easily work together, send them test rackets, and we find always something who fits with what they are asking.
But what about you yourself during your table tennis career? Were you a demanding person,
I was.
asking for rubbers or blades, or you didn't care too much?
Most of my career, I was under contract with Tiba, and I think me and Patrick also, more easy player couldn't find. I never checked any. Is it heavy? Is it not heavy? Is this rubber? Is it soft? I never checked this.
But today they check.
Today they check more. Yeah, I was always believing. Okay, look. Of course, if the rubber was really bad, then I could notice and I had a problem. But I always thought, okay, I'm a top player. If one day I notice that 3 times in a row I put my forehand out, I will myself correct what I'm doing and correct the inclination of my racket. I'm able to do this, and this you can do in the first 5 balls by practice. I think it's a bit, so I go a little bit like this, I adapt myself. But most of the time, the rubbers, they are quite stable. There's not huge difference. Can be a little difference, but normally not.
Talking about the rubbers for top players, can you tell me?
Oy.
Oh, we forget about this question.
Tell me, can you tell what?
Can you tell me, rubbers for top players, are they different or the same as you sell?
They are the same. This is a difficult question.
Difficult in terms of knowledge or in terms of politics?
This is.
Let me rephrase my question.
This is something a little bit difficult for me to speak about because, yeah, this is nothing to communicate about, I think.
So it's a difficult topic.
Yeah.
Let's rephrase the question. Let's say, according to my knowledge, rubbers for top players are different from the standard rubbers. And the question is it selection or it's totally different production? What do you think? Or it's still difficult for you to say?
If it's difficult for me to say, what I could say is that top players, they sometimes they have such a feeling which is not normal compared to normal players. They are really huge feeling, and sometimes they can have specific questions, demands a little bit. I don't know, the angle or hardest or angle of the ball, or
You mean throwing angle?
yes, throwing angle, or how it's gripping, and maybe they can ask to the company, but 99.99% of the players, they are playing with the same rubber. It can be that one player have special desire, and yeah.
But you allow it only to your very important players or any contract player, let's say
So
16,
no.
15 years old,
This is,
can
as
ask
I
for
said,
this.
99.99 are playing with the
You mean of average players
Yeah.
or of contract players?
no contract player. This this is difficult topic, Alex. Very difficult topic for me. And maybe I don't know everything also. This is-
Even so.
Yeah.
But okay, let's change the question a little bit to make it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah.
Let's say if a very top player will take normal rubber
Mm-hmm.
from your shelf at your warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
can he play with this rubber?
Yes.
And maybe his performance would be not that good. But what do you think in percentage?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean,
I'm-
but generally it would
let's
be
say I'm
20% less or
I'm not a
2%
top-
less or 1% less in the feeling.
It's very few, little different, I guess.
Really
Very
different.
little, yeah. I'm not a top player, of course, not anymore. Of course, I play with the rubbers like Mr. X is using, anybody is using, and really, it's they made so big improvement in the quality of the rubbers that
This is a very hot topic because a lot of people are asking,
yes,
and there are a lot of rumors that
Yes.
these players are using totally different rubbers.
No.
And don't
No.
Even one top player, he answering questions during the interview, he
Yeah.
said, I am playing with this and that rubber, but you cannot buy the same one in the shop. He's stupid, or
who said this?
this is already hot for me.
So you see, it's not only hard for me. I return the question.
I would say this player was talking Russian.
Okay.
So most probably majority of
Yeah.
our listeners,
Yeah.
they don't they cannot
I
get
would
this
say,
interview.
I would say, I don't want to judge because he's certainly a nice guy. Let's say this was not maybe the most clever answer he could give.
This is for sure. This is for sure.
Yeah.
This is without any.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other topic, maybe also a bit sensitive for the business. Many players or many table tennis fans, they say German rubbers. They are the same. It doesn't matter if you play Andro,
they are
Tiba,
coming
Donic,
from
they're
the
coming
same
from the
company.
same factory.
Everybody knows it. They are coming from the same company.
But
So
the
of
question
course they
is, your brand or other brands, do you think they develop themselves somehow, or they just receive samples and say, we would like to use this and this?
I
or-
cannot speak for the others.
Yeah, but
I
for-
don't know
yeah.
what they do. What we do, when we want to develop a new product, we send them a briefing, we speak with them, we are regular contact with them, and we tell them, okay, we would like a rubber for this kind of group of players with these characteristics. It has to be this fast, about this grippy, with this control in this kind of area, and then they develop samples for us, and we test the samples we were asking for.
But you don't make a specification how hard should be the sponge.
No.
How
No, after-
pimple structure. It's their job.
They send different samples, and we say, okay, this is regarding what we asked. Also, sometimes we speak also about the geometry, but not always. And then with the samples we receive, we make the test and we say, okay, this is the winner of the test for this kind of groups. We think it will fit perfectly, and we want to produce this one.
In other words, the rubbers are similar but not the same. Should be. Have you ever tried to detect? I mean, for during blind
No.
testing, this rubber is better. This rubber is.
No, I never did. I never did.
But you test a lot of samples, you said.
I did more before than I'm doing now, because now my colleague is more in charge of this, Björn. But yeah, it can happen. Yeah. But I mean, when you're an ex-player, you can have sometimes when it's really a bad rubber, you say, I'm sorry, but there's nothing coming out of the racket. But very small differences, you can always do mistakes. That's why we are a few to test, not only one guy, but a few.
What about testing procedure? Do you know the difference beforehand? Or you just take two rubber samples and try to check what is better?
We have an indication already before the test. Say, okay, this is in this direction, this should be like this.
Have you ever tried to repeat this test next day? Next day?
No.
Because it could influence a lot from my point of view.
Yeah, I'm sure. And this is true for anybody. You will have, sometimes it's also what you feel one day can be a little bit different the next day. What it also can be in the head. It can be you feel better. It can also come from you. Huh? It's true in the normal tournament. You will have one day when you will play on this kind of table. You will not feel the ball. You will say, okay, these tables, they are really bad. But it's not the table. It's just you were not feeling good this day. You know, it can be also the same for us. Yeah.
What is your advice to young players?
Regarding
material and without saying that Andro is the best brand in the world.
Yeah, but this
goes without saying.
This goes without saying almost. No, the most important, I think, when you are a young player, the common mistake is to try to play with too fast material. You know, to make crazy point one time or fantastic counter spin, so strong, and the next 10 to send in the barrier directly. I think, yes, at the end when they will develop a perfect technique or a very good technique, they can use this kind of material, but they should go progressive with the material. In every brand you have, okay, for the beginners, for the a little bit better, for the middle class, for the good player, and for the top player. So they should follow. When they progress, when they increase their levels, they should follow
rapidly, constantly, step by step.
Yeah, step by step. You don't. If you are really a middle class player, you don't need to play with news.
Very fast.
I don't think so. It's better for us, let's say, but there's no need. You have to go. We have the products they need in our portfolio. We have any kind of rubber, so just follow your level, and then until you really need this equipment for top players.
In terms of trying new things, what do you think? Is it important to try new, or young player better stay with the same rubber and blade for a certain time? So how often should one think about to change?
As I said, it has to follow their progression. If they suddenly they put in their game new shots that they have really, they succeed almost every time, and then if they have this, then they can try something a little bit harder, faster, and to do the same things, but then the ball will be faster and the results will also follow. So
in other words, until they cannot keep the ball on the table,
they should keep
control. Should keep the same equipment. At
the end, yeah, it's great to make a nice point, a nice counter spin, but control is not less important. At the end, if you send the ball back one time more, you win the match. You don't have to make crazy points. So keep some control, and as soon as with this category of material you are safe, then you can try a little bit faster.
Coming back to your sports skills, any also advice or tip how to improve your game, not in terms of material but in terms of training process or practicing? You see many young players.
Yeah.
What you recommend for them to practice?
I think, honestly, the most important, I think, is as long as possible to keep it like a game, like to enjoy it, to have pleasure by training. You know, I have the best examples. It's at the time when I was younger, Philou Gatien, he said it many times. The most important is when you have fun in practice, then you practice better. And when you see today the Lebrun brothers, they explain it all the time. They stay the whole day in the hall. Sometimes they work very hard, movements and counter spin, everything. And sometimes they just play with left hand, with high ball, and this develop all kind of skills. And the most important, keep this pleasure, this fun in your practice, everyday work. Because if it's just work, I have a target, I want to be the best player, this is good to be like this. But if it's just work, but they don't have fun in practice, then it's hard, I think. You cannot succeed.
We have prepared 2 rackets for you.
Mm-hmm. This is where I go away. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to try them?
Well, I can try.
Yeah, and then we see
If the result is a catastrophe.
okay. Yeah, otherwise we simply cancel this part of the video.
Okay.
Okay. So we go to the table to have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we ask Daniel to help as a sparring partner.
Okay, very good. Easy, Daniel.
Okay, so we
have to look again.
We meet shortly after the game.
Yeah, and we have to look again this part where you were asking me nasty questions about equipment. I will not come back, and if you make so tricky tests, I will never come back. This is what will happen.
Is it really not interesting for you?
It is interesting, but I'm afraid I will give totally bullshit results, and you will think he has no idea.
We can a little bit adjust the result afterwards.
Yeah. So let's go. So I try 1 and 2. Okay. Now I have the sample number 3 on my forehand. It's quite fast. The sample number 4 is clearly different for me because it's really sticky. It's more like a hybrid of like a little bit Razanta C or something like this. It's also hard. The number 4 is very hard. Try number 1 again. Actually, I think all of them, they are 1, 2, 3, a little bit same hardness. I could easily play with it, and they are all of them. The only one I would have problem, I think, is number 4. Yeah, the only one I really different, I feel, is number 4. Yeah. And also the control is good with the number 3. Plays alone. It plays alone. So, I think I have a small idea. I don't know if I'm right or not. But I would say that number 1 or 3 are maybe a little bit softer. Number 2 is maybe in the middle, and number 4 is harder and hybrid. And actually, they're all a little bit similar. I could play with all of them, except maybe number 4.
So number 4 is not your style.
I think it's a little bit sticky. It's more like
More sticky.
like hybrid style, and I'd never played with something like this. I could probably get used to if I practice with, but okay, I don't.
Okay.
I think that's different.
What do you like?
You turn differently.
They're all not boosted?
No, not boosted.
One and 3 are very similar rubbers, all the same rubber. You can already, one more. You can already feel
Yeah.
there's no bounce. This is very very sticky surface with less power.
So
It's catapult. This
no,
is
no bounce because of the stickiness.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, number 2 is from my feeling the little softer version. So I could, difficult to say, but I could say same or similar rubber, forehand and backhand. One is 55, one is 50 degrees. This could be my expectation.
What is better for you?
Yeah, depends on forehand or backhand. Yeah. Forehand a little bit harder is better for me.
This is forehand. Let's say if this forehand.
Number 1 on the forehand and number 2 on the backhand.
Number one on the forehand,
Forehand,
and
yeah.
number two on the backhand.
Yes, yes.
But they are very similar.
Yeah, from the style they are very similar and it's a little bit softer from the backhand side, my feeling. So could be close to New Zone 55 and New Zone 50. Could be.
So, we have finished the testing.
Yeah, I hope.
First of all, tell me, was it fun or not?
Yeah, it was fun, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult because, okay, not all of them are Andro rubbers, of course, first of all, and I don't know very good the other brands. And sometimes I feel they are very similar. I just noticed one from. I hope you will confirm what I say, but it's really different. It was the rubber number 4. For me, it was more like in the hybrid rubber. It's a little bit harder and stickier. And for the rest, I give you what I think. I think that 1 and 3, they're really, really similar. Could be the same rubber. And 2 is not far from these 2 other rubbers. But I think it's a little bit harder. But I'm not sure.
So number 2 is a little bit harder.
This is what I would say.
From the feeling.
Yes.
Okay. So number 1 and number 3 is New Zone 55.
So they are similar.
Or we call it Nutzen. We like it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
Nutzen.
you see? So
Yeah.
they are the same.
Yeah, they're the same,
okay.
yes. Number 2 is hybrid K3.
Ah, okay.
The rubber which LeBron brothers are currently
are
using.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And depending on if you are from United States or if you are from United Kingdom, Ragza Z or Ragza Z, how you like it more? Ragza Z or Ragza Z from Yasaka?
Number 4.
Yes, number 4.
Okay. This, you see, I don't know this rubber, but it's a really, I think slower and with more sticky rubbers.
They're slower because of the surface, most probably.
Yeah, most probably. But so, did I pass the test?
It was. All the results are positive.
Okay, very good.
You have no chance to lose. Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. That's the best way to play.
Yeah, but in other words, rubbers are similar. We can say.
I would say the force is different.
Yeah, but K3, for instance, and K3 and New Zone 55 are similar.
I could play with with these 2 rubbers. I play with New Zone 55, but I could also play with K3. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure, and thank you for coming. We hope to see you again.
Okay, I will do for sure. Thank you. Thank you, Annie.